But let's shift gears. Oh no, what's that? Oh, here we go. Check this out. Okay. Check this out. Let's shift gears. Have you guys heard about organizations that are trying to weight the votes of Wait, why am I in the Gateway Pundit? Am I in the Gateway Pundit for something good or something bad? Cassandra Fairbanks hates me. Why am I in the Gateway Pundit? Someone tell me. Oh no, breaking news. Why am I in the Gateway Pundit? Oh god, someone could let me know what's going on there. But in the meantime, let's talk about weighting the votes of non-white people, shall we? This reported by Jonathan Kay and this was reported over a week ago, so a little bit older. The Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federated District 20 announced that their rules would be changed so that each non-white union member would have his or her vote weighted more than white members. Here are the slides used to justify that decision to the rank and file. Check this out. Weighted voting. If you guys think we're not going to see a lot more of this come up, you're not paying attention. Is weighted voting an example of reverse racism? 68% of the voting members of TBU AGM agreed. In order to understand the reason why we as a committee created the motion and why 68% of the voting members at the AGM agreed to it, it is important to understand systemic racism and how it manifests within our everyday lives. Past practice. Each TBU council voting member represents one vote. Those that did not identify as Indigenous, Black, and or racialized have direct power over the outcome of the representation within the committees, maintaining the status quo. To address the disproportionate representation of the voting members at the TBU Council, there we go. I'll get my acronyms right by the end of this. Quorum must include 50% representation from Indigenous, Blacks, or racialized members where possible. Otherwise, votes will be weighted to ensure a 50-50 representation. This is what equity looks like. Equity is not about everyone having one vote, things being fair, things being even. Equity is about putting your thumb on the scale to try to give all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Gregor says, reduce the value of my vote. I demand you reduce my taxes at the same rate. Gregor, I think that is a really, really fantastic idea. There's more slides. Let's see. What does this look like? Let's look at an example of voting on an issue. There are 20 TBU voting members. We are going to vote on recognizing Diwali this week for staff and students who observe the holiday. As a whole, we vote no. 13 votes for no, 7 votes for yes. As a whole, the motion goes down. Oh, but they don't like that. How did the vote break down across racial lines? Notice that this topic is important to Indigenous, Black, and racialized voices, but was not heard. The non-identifying group has 16 votes. So this is, when they say non-identifying, that means white. This is the white group. This is the non-white group. So 75% of the white group are against the motion to recognize Diwali. 25% for. Of the non-white group, 25% against it, 75% for. Okay, moving on. Let's see how weighted voting allows other voices to be heard. Oh, all of a sudden, 3 people who happen not to be white, their votes are weighted, and all of a sudden it's a 50-50 tie. Because they're reducing the value of these votes and increasing the value of these votes. Racialized voices are heard! This allows for conversation and to grow together. Yes, I'm sure that the 75% of people who voted against it in the first place feel really heard in the context of this conversation. Conclusion: anti racism is the active process of identifying and eliminate racism by changing systems, organizational structures, policies, and practices and attitudes so that power, remember, critical race theory isn't about race, it's about power, so that power is redistributed and shared equitably. Ontario Anti Racism Secretariat. Equal opportunity to participate in the Federation does not mean treating all members the same. Well, that's the very basis of equity, isn't it? To not treat all members the same. Within a democratic framework, promoting the engagement of members of equity seeking groups is a valid and necessary approach to equal. Wait. Listen to this. Listen to this. Like, let me just read this. I know I just read it. We're going to read it again, slower, because it's actually amazing. Equal opportunity to participate in the Federation does not mean treating all members the same. Within a democratic framework, promoting the engagement of members of equity seeking groups is a valid and necessary approach to reaching equal outcomes. So, this is the very definition of equity. This is the literal definition of equity, guys. By not treating everyone the same, which they say in the first part, they're actually reaching equal outcomes. By not treating people the same, you reach equal outcomes. Oh, what a time to be alive. No